Hey, I'm sorry for the whole long wait. Camera problems, computer problems, you know how it goes. But anyway, I'm finally here because a special announcement. So, as you guys know, Shiver and Fears had a Bookaversary on July 20th. That was a Tuesday, so July 20th, and today, I just wanted to make an announcement about this Bookaversary gift. So, um, interesting story. Got a gift, and for the book anniversary, really amazing gift, and was entertained by it and everything, and just randomly thought that this should be presented because not a lot of times does Shiver and Fears get a gift, but I got in this little red bag here, wrapped it up, wrapped it the same way it was as best as possible. So we're going to check this bag and see what amazing thing is in here. I already know because I saw it, and I didn't even think about doing this live until then. I think it is perfect for the occasion. I mean, Shiver and Fears is a horror fiction book series, and this gift here, yeah, definitely relates to that. So let's see what we got here. So when we look inside the bag, we get this right here. When it came, it was in this bag. I don't think this bag is from Hobby Lobby. But I don't think this gift came from Hobby Lobby. I think this was just something that they just found at their house and was just like, well, let's just put it in there to give them a surprise. So yeah, let's see what this gift is. So unwrap this bag, and we have and well, let me just say it like this: it is a DVD. It's a movie, and it definitely fits this occasion. A lot of you adults out there would know about this series if you about this movie. Sorry, this movie. If you were born at the time and interested in that stuff, definitely want to say that this movie definitely fits the occasion. Although it is kind of funny, but just want to show you what it is. So, are you ready for this? So, what we have in this bag is Real Monsters, the complete series. So, for those of you who don't know Our Real Monsters, for those young ones who don't know Our Real Monsters is about a school of monsters, and they are learning how to scare people. Now you might be thinking that this is similar to Monsters Inc., but it's not because Monsters Inc. I mean, it is kind of, but not really. So, Monsters Inc. was about monsters who live in a different dimension who are scaring kids because they needed the scare for their energy source. These monsters here do not need an energy source. Then the question is, why do they scare? They scare just because they're monsters, and it's the way of the monster. So they're not using screams for special powers. They're not really getting anything from it. Just learning how to be scary. Now these monsters here do not hurt people, um, and there are a few qualities. So in Monsters Inc., we learned that Monsters Inc. we learned that um, monsters aren't really affected by human things, um, but they do have similar qualities. So, like when you watch Monsters Inc., you see that people are like, "Oh my gosh, the kids' toys is touching me, and they gotta be quarantined," or they're afraid of being touched by a child. And then just kind of learn that children aren't really as effective. Well, and real monsters, and you gotta start it with a real scream. So real monsters, because that's the name of the title. Real monsters. Real monsters. So anyway, the thing that happens in real monsters is these monsters are kind of affected by human stuff. So the thing about real monsters is that they are they eat everything. They eat everything. They eat our garbage. They eat just anything. Now, stuff like candy, stuff like that we like, they get affected by that. They'll get some kind of disease. They'll get sick. They'll have some kind of sickness eating stuff that we eat, eating like healthy stuff and stuff like that. Now the thing is, they live like I think Monsters Inc. They don't really know a lot about the stuff that we use in the world, but they don't either. They know nothing about the human world, so they give our natural stuff special names. There was an episode where this red monster here, Igus, his name is Igus. There was a episode where someone, I guess, accidentally took a picture of him, and he said he got flashed. Usually, when we talk about being flashed, it's usually about inappropriate stuff. But he was just talking about he just got caught on camera, and they were calling a picture um, flash paper because that's what it was. He got flashed. He got taken a picture of, and they called it flash paper. Um, they seem to know nothing about the human world. They seem to know that everything is just garbage to them, and they just eat garbage. They do like to eat bugs, all that stuff. So basically everything that we don't like to eat, they do eat. So it's kind of like that. But yeah, they don't know anything about our world. So sometimes they do study it. They look into it and try to figure out, well, what in the world is this, and why does it do that. One thing that they are definitely interested in is what we call a lava lamp, and what they call it is the lamp, and they are like very attracted to it. The difference between our real monsters and Monsters Inc. is that our real monsters does have a monster catcher, and he's kind of like Mr. Crocker from Fairly Odd Parents. He wants to set up traps, capture monsters, and prove that monsters are real, and he's kind of a joke. Funny thing is, he actually wears glasses too. So definitely check this out. So these right here are the three main characters of our real monsters. There's Igus, there's the red one. There's Oblina, she's the one that looks like a stick, and then there's Crumb. Crumb is a monster that holds up his eyes with his hands, and he can detach them wherever he wants to, and he can still see around where his eyes are. Sometimes he does lose his eyes, but he's always able to connect with them. Kind of like how Mrs. Potato Head was able to find out where she was with her missing eye. So it's kind of like that. So our real monsters does have a lot of similarities to what we watch today or have in the past. So I don't think that Monsters Inc. monsters have a lot of quote unquote powers, more like just sharp teeth and scary features and stuff. But well, let me take that back because there is that one that's like a chameleon. Um, I forgot his name, but if you know his name, good job. But so they do have special powers. Like Oblina here, she can stretch, she can blend in, she can form in the shape of any kind of stick, any kind of stick-like form. Igus here, he can inflate himself and have red eyes, but most people think that he's a bunny rabbit. And it's funny because I know he has the long ears, but he doesn't have that bunny rabbit charm. But everyone thinks because he has long ears, he's more like a bunny rabbit. So that's how he scares people. Is he inflates himself, he gets really big, and he just growls and has everyone scream. Now Crumb here, he's a really stinky monster. So, and it's very funny because um, what we smell. So it's like when we smell him, we're just like, oh my gosh, something smells like it died and everything. But to a monster, it's like, oh, that's fresh air. So their fresh air is stink air. So one thing that you definitely will want to know about Monsters Inc. is that they don't live in a different world. They live in our world, but they live in a city dump and sewers. So yeah, that's what they do. They live in the city dump and they live in the sewers. So they live all around us. They usually come out at night and scare people. And the reason why they scare people is because they're at school. So they're basically learning how to be scary. But it's weird because it's like, why do you need to be scary? Well, there's an episode in Real Monsters where I believe like they just didn't feel like scaring. They were like, yeah, we don't really care about scaring, and I believe they like fell apart. Like they were like disappearing and stuff. So it was like they have to scare. That was a very interesting theory. So it's like they can't just be like um, friends with humans because then they start disintegrating and disappearing. So it's a very interesting series. Right here is the complete season of it, and apparently we have. Um, so this show has 4 seasons, and it comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It comes with eight. It comes with 8 discs. So 4 seasons, 8 discs. That's two discs for each season, and it's a very interesting movie. Definitely want to say so. Since this is a school, they have a very interesting teacher. I thought he was scary when I first watched the show, and I still think he's scary now because he's a blue monster with a long nose with like a toenail thing at the end of his nose. He has red lips, and he has 4 feet with 4 pumps on them. So when he was a younger monster, he was scaring at a shoe store, found these red pumps, and just put them on. And apparently, the history is the reason why he screams is because his pumps are too tight. But he has like 1,000 of them. He is a male monster, so he's not a female. But the reason why this monster still scares me is because he talks with a kind voice, but then he'll start yelling. So it's funny. He's like, "Oh, so you don't want to do your work today? Well, you're gonna do it anyway!" And it's like, oh my gosh, it's like totally freaky. But yeah, and apparently, when a monster gets in trouble, they get tortured with things that we like. So they'll have to, hug a teddy bear, or smell a flower, or stuff like that. So it's like our good stuff is bad stuff to them, and our bad stuff to them is our bad stuff to us is good stuff for them. So yeah, so I really do think that Real Monsters definitely fits with Shiver and Fears because they're both scary things, and I was watching an episode last night, and like I said, it was about Igis, and he was being exposed to a camera, and so he was trying to grab the picture, and his friends were going out trying to find this picture, and they found the picture, but there were like all these different pictures, so they were going around trying to find this one picture. Well, they were afraid that their teacher was going to have a fit. The teacher really didn't have a fit, which was strange to me. And then it turns out that this man had the picture of Igis, the red monster, and he just put it in his bird feeder, and bird feeder was just like pooping all over it. So it was like crisis averted. Um, so there are rules with these monsters. Like you can only kind of scare them once, because if you scare them multiple times, then they'll start thinking like, oh, so monsters are real, and start getting to a point where they're not scared anymore. So the rule is they can only be scared. A person can only be scared once by a monster. person can only be scared once by a monster, and if they get and so yeah, that's it. Um, so they're basically learning how to, be scary, go out into the world, scare people, and yeah, like these assignments they go to. So they basically go to a boarding school because they don't go home to their parents. They kind of sleep at the school. And parents will come by, and like parents of certain monsters will come by and visit them. So the school that they go to is kind of like a boarding school, and apparently there's no male female rules because the three monsters here, they actually live in an area together. So there's no male female roles. Um, you know, but they do stuff like date and fall in love and just stuff like that. So yeah, so I want to give our giver of this gift a thank you for sharing for giving Shiver and Fears this movie because it definitely fits in. Um, and I definitely like it. I definitely like it too. Old time Nickelodeon shows were awesome, and I definitely would encourage you to go to Paramount Plus and check out the not the Paramount Plus original stuff, but the old time stuff. If so, you can definitely find a lot of old Nickelodeon shows on Paramount Plus. So you can find the original Rugrats, Our Real Monsters, Are You Afraid of the Dark? You can find the new version and the old version, but the old version is way better because there's a lot more stories involved with it. You can find the Amanda Show, Kablam, Action League Now. You can find a whole bunch of shows. So I would definitely recommend going to Paramount Plus. So if you have Netflix and Hulu, that's cool and everything, but I would definitely suggest trading one of those in for Paramount Plus if you're a Nickelodeon's fan. If you're not a Nickelodeon's fan, then um, go to Disney Plus. But that's all I have for today, and I am so glad that whoever gave us this gift gave it to us for the Bookaversary. And yes, so definitely, so I would recommend checking out Our Monsters if you are a Monsters or Nickelodeon's fan. There's a lot of monsters involved. There's a lot of episodes involved, and I'm sure you're going to like it. So that's AJ Hart, and this is me signing out saying, "Hey, chill out."